Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for never telling our children that they aren't getting any inheritance? My wife and I are both in our mid-40s and work full-time. We have 3 children, female 20, female 17, 11M. We've both worked hard to get where we are in our careers, and thankfully that means we're able to provide a good life for our kids. We aren't rich, and we don't live beyond our means, but combined we make about $300K per year. Now here's the thing. If we went the traditional route and saved heavily and worked another 25 years, we could probably retire at a decent age and still leave a sizable inheritance for our kids. The thing is that we don't want that for us or them. We worked hard to get where we are, and we intend to enjoy the rewards of that before we're elderly. We also don't want our kids to be counting down the days until we die so they can get our money and never work again. So our plan is to retire about the time our son graduates high school. We'll have enough saved up to live comfortably and travel more, and we intend to use all our money. We have a rainy day fund, of course, but we fully plan to use as much of our money as possible. They'll get a portion of what we have left once both of us die, but they shouldn't expect anything. We've never really brought this up with any of the kids. For one, it's our money and our business, and for another, they never asked. We did, however, explain that we aren't giving them handouts as adults. We pay half of whatever their school ends up costing, and that'll be the last major money we ever give them. I recently had a minor health scare, precancerous mole. I'm fine, and the topic came up with our oldest about what our plans were. I explained the money situation. This really upset her. She accused us of caring more about partying than her and her siblings' well-being. I explained that we'd rather them make their own way in life like we did, not wait for a handout. She told her sister, and now they're both upset with my wife and I, not just for the inheritance, but for not telling them sooner. I don't think there was any good reason to do that. It isn't their business what happens to other people's money. Still, I'm open to being wrong about that. No idiots here. Bold to assume another health scare won't wipe out your entire savings if you're living in the US. Your plan isn't one of an idiot per se, but I would hope the rainy day fund is good for more than one rainy day. And while yes, your money is your own business, if you care about your kids, which it seems like you do, transparency won't hurt anyone. Being secretive like this is something to hide is more likely to hurt feelings. You're the idiot. I had parents exactly like this. Retire early and spend it all on themselves. When parents are not helping you launch, to give you the best chance at a good life, it breeds a lot of resentment. Especially if you see classmates who have parents of similar means who generously give of their resources to help their offspring. It's the sink or swim school of parenting. You're 18 now, don't expect anything more from us. Good luck. Needless to say, I did the opposite with my children and provided tons of opportunities so they could succeed in life. Don't be surprised if later on in life, if you don't have close relationships with your children or they struggle as adults, you will reap what you sow. Am I the idiot for telling my 28 fiancé, 29, that I could not rely on her in a life or death situation? I have what I think is a very good sense of situational awareness. I'm a quick thinker, and I tend to not panic in dangerous situations. My fiancé, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. If I'm being nice, I would say she doesn't have any awareness of danger. If I'm being honest, I would say that she has the survival instinct of a panda raised in captivity. She has no sense of danger around her, doesn't constantly examine her surroundings for things that could be dangerous, and when things are bad, her reaction is to panic and scream. Friday, we went out on a friend of mine's boat, and we got into a dangerous situation. We were anticipating light rain, but we ended up with a downpour of high winds and high waves. While me and the other men there were trying to strap things down and keep the boat from capsizing, my fiancé screamed and cried for dear life. She was in hysterics. And I get it was a scary situation, but her yelling and screaming that we're all gonna die and for God to save us, and literally crying, saying that it's my fault that she's on the boat since I asked her to come with. None of the other GFs or wives were doing this, just her. I'm sure the other women there were just as scared but tried to keep it in for the sake of the men doing something about it. The downpour was really bad for about 15 minutes. So 15 minutes of wailing while we are doing everything we can to keep things all right. We made it back safe with little more damage than a few spilled white claws. On the car ride home, I told my fiancé that we needed to talk about how she was behaving during the crisis. Not only was it incredibly embarrassing in front of my boys, but it was distracting, unhelpful, and telling. I told her that today proved to me that if I was in a life or death situation, I could not rely on her to be of any help or do anything except make things more stressful. I said she needed to learn how to not panic and be helpful. She got unbelievably mad. She said she thought she was going to die and had reason to freak out. I told her that all of us were scared, but none of us were as ridiculous as she was. We argued the entire ride home, and she is still pissed off at me. I think I was right to say this, especially since we plan on spending our lives together and raising a family, and I can't be the only level-headed one. Am I the idiot? Edit. Oh my freaking God! The women there did not help because they did not know how to help. The men there have been out together on the boat countless times before, so we all are experienced and know exactly what to do. It's so much more unsafe for them to be in our way attempting to help if they don't really know what they're doing. It's safer for everyone if they just hang on and keep calm until the issue is resolved. This has nothing to do with them being women. It has everything to do with them not knowing what to do. If another guy had been then and didn't know what to do, I'd tell him to sit tight and let those of us that do know handle it. Not the idiot. You're absolutely correct that her behavior was unhelpful and actually resulted in a more dangerous situation because of her distractions. I don't know if I could be with someone who has so little awareness. Maybe therapy can help, but being a person that enjoys outdoor activities that involve risks, not sure I would stick that out. Not the idiot. Forget embarrassing, hope you didn't lead with that. It was beyond unhelpful. If the boat had tipped, she would have dragged you along with her to drown. I'm in a similar relationship with the genders switched. Just deleted some examples which were leading me off topic. Suffice to say, arguing won't help. Some people don't have good survival instincts and reflexes. She is unlikely to change, and it's best you accept that and make a decision from there. You will be the only level-headed one. What happens if one of your future kids gets hurt or sick and you're not there?